And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
More like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
like this guy.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? You met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Luther Richter, Arnold, okay?
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go outplace everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go, we head to Kroger's and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God! And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How
I
do you do it?
mean,
Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you gotta get the smile going on some shoes, but
Wait, hold up.
you got.
I gotta
when
try
it's
this
time,
with
when,
you.
it, when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try
you
this
gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
Just a sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful and fantastic Friday. It is Friday. It is almost the weekend. You just got to get through this day, and then the weekend be popping off, y'all. Yes. I'm happy. I don't know about you guys, but I am actually happy. It's been a wonderful and successful week here in Miami, okay? I'm very excited about a couple things because we got some things that are going to be popping off next week. It's going to be exciting. All right. One, you won't be seeing this for very long. Okay. Well, I mean, I might do some pop-ups here, that kind of thing. But we are going to be moving the show over to a podcast studio, which I'm very, very excited about. It's going to be lit. It's going to be incredible. You guys are going to want to tune in because we're going to have a lot of really great stuff going on. We also will be having tea with me as well. No, not like I'm sipping tea. You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. The man T. All right. So we're going to have tea in the house. We're going to be chopping it up, talking about all kinds of stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of fun. But, you know, of course, we got some real conversations that we need to have. You see the titles underneath the show right now. We're going to be chopping it up, talking about all kinds of crazy stuff, looking at some footage. And, of course, we got to talk about things that are going on in Cuba. There's a lot of unrest in there. We got to talk about the football player Richard Sherman and his recent arrest due to a domestic dispute. And the footage is absolutely crazy, y'all. You've got to check this out. And, of course, there was a cop that murdered his own stepson. And we got more information about that. And another thing about padlocks. I'm not even going to go there. That's on T, because he searched for this. I'm not going to say anything more. That's all I'm going to say. Why add any more to it? You know what I'm saying? You'll understand as soon as he speaks on it. You'll be like, oh, that's why.
That's fake news.
I see you.
Fake news.
T, David, and Brion are on the show today. What's up, y'all? Good morning. Wild guad, y'all.
Morning.
Morning to everything. Good morning, everyone in chat. It's a good day here too. But gotta be heading out tonight. I'll be going to I think it's Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Ooh.
I'll be camping there tonight, and tomorrow my mom comes in, so that's where I'll be for the next 4 or 5 days.
Ooh, nice. Wait a second. So you say that you're going to be camping with your mom?
I'm camping tonight because no. I'm camping tonight. She gets here tomorrow, and then I'll be in a hotel for the rest of the week.
Oh, okay.
But
you're gonna be living off the fat of the land for one day. Is that all you can take?
Yeah.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I don't want to make the drive in the morning because that's when she gets there. So I'm just gonna get there the night before. It's about a 5.5 hour drive.
That's what's up.
And she lands sometime in the morning on Saturday.
Nice, man. And it's good that you're gonna be able to see your mom and everything. It's been a while, right? Since the panning.
Yeah,
it's been how long now?
It's been about 1.5 years actually.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a beautiful. What's the word?
Reunion, I guess.
Reunion. Thank you. I'm thinking reunited in my head. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, reunion. Yes, that's gonna be a beautiful thing. That's dope, man. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? Here it is, Brion. We got to talk to you really quick. We can't sit here and just go. You can't just go, hey, good morning, and then we just keep moving. You know what I mean? Forget about tea. I don't give a damn about no tea. But you, how have you been? We're gonna get to you, man. But here it is, because, how you doing? How things been?
I'm doing good.
It's been a minute since I've seen your face. So what's good?
Yeah, no, I've been good. Work has picked up a lot. I've been seeing a lot more clients working in the field and doing a lot more swimming at the beach, working out, hanging out with my best friend. So, yeah, just living life, having a good time, working.
Okay, so back into the groove of things, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I had a horrible vacation, too. I
Why?
don't recommend San Francisco to anybody.
Wait,
At least
hold
not
up.
right now.
Pause. Don't break my heart like this. Hold up. Why? Why was it so bad? What happened, though? What up, though?
So our trip to Yosemite, it was on a bus with no AC and 47 people, and we were miserable. A kid threw up everywhere. The trip didn't go as planned. 2 of my excursions got canceled, so I was trying to scramble to find something. Restaurants closed at 9 p.m., so it was hard to find food.
Oh, right.
I had a Lyft experience where they dropped me off in the Tenderloin district, and there were all kinds of shady people, and I just didn't feel safe. It was just quite an experience that I want to forget.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank God you didn't get mugged. Hey,
Right?
on a positive note, you know what I'm saying? You didn't die.
Right, I'm here.
So you still on this planet, so that's a good thing. Damn.
Right.
Tenderloin? I'm sorry. Really? Is that messed up? Tenderloin?
What's that about?
Yeah, no kidding. That's what I'd like to know.
Break that down to a science, please.
Tenderoni? I mean, what?
No, it's the actual name of a district in San Francisco. I mean, there's a mural and everything. It's just, yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that went down for you over there. I mean, California's been really messed up lately. Obviously, as we already know, they've been hit with so many things with, the Rona and everything. So I can only imagine how it is over there. I haven't seen San Francisco, but it was in LA during that time, during the time of this kerfuffle. It's been a long time since I said that word, but since this kerfuffle, you know what I'm saying? Well, go ahead, David. What's up?
I was just gonna say, if you go out there, you do need to keep wearing your mask now, because LA is requiring them indoors again, and San Francisco is probably going to be doing it soon because this stuff's just not really helping the way they wanted it to. So take your mask if you go there, because you're probably going to need it.
That's crazy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're going to be implementing things like that. They're turning things back on because of the new things that are floating around now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But I'm sorry. I would have figured you would have gone up there and, I don't know, be knee deep in rice-a-roni or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying your stuff. Hey, I know that's corny, but at the same time, it's the San Francisco treat. I mean, I would expect you to just have a really great time out there, but I guess it wasn't as good. But still.
But I came back with some great photos, so I like to do some amateur photography. So I got some great shots.
That's
so,
dope.
I mean, I was pleased with that, yeah.
Well, there you go. There you go. See? And you didn't die.
I didn't die.
And you didn't die. You know what I mean? Nails done, hair done, everything did, right? So you good. Right? T, what's up?
What's up? I mean, only you would try to make her feel better about not dying. I mean, obviously, it's, her vacation obviously sucked.
Bruh.
All right?
Bruh,
the whole attitude of, it could be worse.
Hey,
Come
man.
on, really?
Hey, man. All I'm trying to do, man, is bring some good, some positivity to a sad story. You see what I'm saying? So, hey, she good. I don't even care about how you're doing now. Thank you so much, T, for trying to throw salt into that wound.
It's fine. I'll make sure that when I meet you for the first time, that it won't be too bad.
No, oh, sure. And then, you know what? And then the first time I meet you, I'll make sure that it's an open hand and not a closed fist to the jaw. How's that?
All right.
Hey,
okay.
now we're talking about violence. Isn't that wonderful? Look how much of our relationship has evolved. Anyway.
If we never hear from T again, we know why.
Exactly. We'll be like, where is he at? He's in the ocean somewhere. I don't know.
Pascal's luggage.
Yeah. Oh, man. But anyway, guys, I'm glad you guys are all doing well. It's nice to chop it up and have a good time. Of course, we're going to have to jump into some serious stuff that's going on. Something in sports news as of recently has been popping off. We got to jump into this main first story, and it's pretty crazy in my personal opinion. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate to see people out here that are not that are having issues. That are having mental health issues. And some of us, I don't know. There's a part of me that feels like this is just alcohol infused or alcohol. There's some sort of involvement with heavy consumption of alcohol. All right. For someone to, let's just say, take what is going on with them to that next specific level. And there is this NFL star, football star, by the name of Richard Sherman. He was arrested yesterday because of a domestic dispute that he was having at his family's home, and we got to look at this particular story right here because it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Now, in this 911 call, we're going to listen to the audio here in a second. The caller, which she, of course, identifies herself as his wife, says that the NFL star, Richard Sherman, was threatening to take his own life. All right. So let's get into this article really quick. A 911 caller says Richard Sherman drank 2 bottles of hard alcohol. They haven't said what kind of alcohol he was drinking, and was threatening to take his own life before he was arrested on Wednesday. New police audio obtained by TMZ Sports reveals. In the call, which is 4 minutes in length, a woman who ID'd herself as Sherman's wife told dispatch the NFL star was drunk and belligerent and threatening to, I got to, of course, censor myself, take his own life. The woman was frantic, breathing heavily and speaking quickly, and was pleading for the dispatch to send officers to her home in Washington right away. She says, I need officers here now. The woman can be heard saying on the call, he is trying to leave now. In the house, he's being aggressive, or he was being aggressive. He was wrestling with my uncle. He's threatening to take his own life. He has sent text messages to people saying that he's going to hang himself. Okay. Now we have the audio right here, straight from TMZ Sports themselves. So let's take a listen to this ourselves.
911, what are you reporting?
I need officers to my house now. My husband is drunk and belligerent.
What
He's to kill himself.
Stop. What's the address? Are there any weapons? Stop.
No, there's no gun. I'm saying there are no weapons, ma'am. There are no weapons.
You need to stop interrupting me so I can get the information I need to get officers expedited.
I need officers here now.
What's he doing that you think he's going to harm himself?
He's being aggressive. He has sent text messages. I took the keys out. They're in your car. He's trying to leave now in the house. He's being aggressive. He's wrestling with my uncle. He's threatening to kill himself. He has sent text messages to people saying he's going to hang himself. He's saying that if the police show up, so please don't shoot is what I'm asking.
Okay, wait. Say that again.
He has no weapon.
He says if the police show up,
he said if the police show up, that he'll try to fight them. So they need to understand that he is.
Okay. Listen, just what's your phone number there? Okay, and has it been physical with anybody there? You said he's trying to fight your uncle?
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
How has it been physical?
He just tried to fight him.
Okay, trying to fight somebody and actually being
yes,
physical
he did.
is 2
He
different
did. All
things.
the way
How
down
has it been physical?
Wait a second. I'm sorry. I don't mean to pause this really quick, but are you all listening to this? Is this what a 911 dispatcher is supposed to be sounding like?
The first time hearing it like that, she's very
aggressive.
Aggressive and counterproductive. Yeah.
It's counterproductive, and it's almost like she's being very condescending in a way. She's just like, whoa. Like in the very beginning, the wife, Sherman's wife, is trying to tell them that the man is not armed, that he's an unarmed black man. Isn't that crazy how much she has to emphasize that nowadays because she doesn't want her husband shot and killed? Let's just be straight funky on that really quick.
Yep.
But the dispatcher is trying to talk over her, and I get it that the dispatcher is trying to get the information so that she can send out the appropriate first responders, etc. But at the same time, why are you? And I don't know. I just feel like this is a very unorthodox of a procedure. Were you going to say? Were you going to say something, David?
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
I pretty much agree. Like what T said, you don't usually hear this, but it has happened before. I mean, dispatchers have actually been fired for hanging up on people calling for help just because they're too rude to them for some reason or whatever. Right. So unfortunately, this isn't unheard of, but obviously the dispatcher is just messing up here. She wants the woman to do what she says instead of getting the information because she's trying to tell her the answers to her questions. She's just not giving her a chance.
Right.
So, I mean, unfortunately, this is something that sometimes happens with dispatchers where they're more self-concerned than concerned about the crime being called in.
I mean, for me, this is like, I don't know. This is beyond me, to be really honest. I just don't get why this dispatcher is not letting this woman speak. And then, of course, what she's saying, the wife, she's saying very important information because nowadays, when they do call for a mental health issue or a domestic dispute of some sort, these cops come in guns blazing and start shooting guys down, even when the guy doesn't even have a weapon on him. So she's saying, which is sad because we live in this world now, where Sherman's wife has to go out of her way to say, hey, yo, I need you guys to know that my husband is unarmed. He is drunk and belligerent, and he's angry. And yes, he's violent. He's being aggressive, but he's not armed. And she can't even get that out in the very beginning of this phone call, this 911 call. Let's continue. There's still a little bit left.
He's pulling out now. He's trying to leave. He's fucking leaving in the Maybach.
What kind of car?
It's a 2016 black Mercedes BBB3425. Richard, please stop.
Boy. Hello.
BBB3425. Richard, please stop.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna roll that back again. One more time. No, seriously. I want you guys to hear that type of the interaction that just happened. Who is this dispatcher? I want to know. Like, seriously, I want to know who the hell is this dispatcher? Hold up.
Richard, please stop.
Boy. Hello.
BBB3425. Richard, please stop. Please stop.
Is that a sedan, SUV?
It's just a black sedan Mercedes SUV.
Okay.
He's not going to be able to get out the gate. I cut it off.
What do you mean you cut it off?
I cut the gate. We live behind it. It's Richard Sherman. Like, ma'am, this is like a fucking emergency. I need officers here
listen
now.
to me. I'm handling this. You need to stop telling me that.
There's more. I'm pausing this for dramatic effect here real quick. Did you hear this? Are you hearing how this dispatcher is handling this situation? Real talk. Are you hearing this?
Condescending, unprofessional. She's not empathetic at all.
This is unbelievable. Breon, what do you think about this, man?
I think she shouldn't have a job. Just as a person who serves vulnerable adults, I'm just really shocked that she thinks it's okay to speak to people like this who are in distress. She is the dispatch. She has the ability to maintain her composure, and she has the due diligence to maintain her composure. people will be in frantic situations. People will be upset. They will be angry. And it's the dispatcher's job to reassure the individual that help is on the way and to take as much information. And if the person's not calm, they should be exercising some psychological first aid. They shouldn't be amping the situation and causing more stress. And I'm just really sad for the situation, because while she's wasting time being angry and being condescending, this woman keeps giving her a play-by-play of what's going on when there could be help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm with you 100% on that. What are you going to say, David?
Seems like to me she's more concerned with pretty much deciding what she wants to tell the police instead of just sharing the information about the situation as it is. So, I mean, she's obviously disregarding the people in distress. Doesn't seem to care what's actually happening there. She just wants to decide which story she wants to tell the police, which is some of these situations we've seen in the past where people have been shot unnecessarily, unarmed or whatever.
Absolutely.
It has been in times because dispatchers will basically lie or extrapolate information that's not there, saying that they could be armed and dangerous, even though that they're warning them that if you're aggressive, he's a suicide. He's got problems going on. But no, she just wants to tell the police how to react based on her view. She doesn't want to actually relay this information to the police when it's most useful.
Yeah, and I get it that, when it comes to a 911 call, you're the dispatcher, you're trying to get the information that you need, you're trying to get the most information out of the situation so that you can tell the cops or a fire department or, the paramedics what they're about to walk into. And I get that part. But that's exactly what this woman what Sherman's wife is trying to do, which is telling her every single thing, play by play, on what's going on. And this dispatcher is not even giving two damns about what this woman is actually saying. She's giving her literally bullet points of very important information, and she's not listening. And of course, this woman is frantic because her husband is literally losing his mind, getting into a car and trying to drive off. And of course, she's trying to do everything she can to have a conversation on the phone with the dispatcher and also try to de-escalate Richard Sherman's anger and try to stop him from getting in the car and doing something crazy like drive into the gates or drive into the house, etc. But let's continue. We got a little bit left. Let's continue.
Okay, but what I'm
not going to slow help down. Talking to me is not going to slow help down.
Wait, I'm sorry. Let me roll that back just a tiny bit.
Listen to me. This is not going to be able to get out the gate. I cut it off.
There we go.
What do you mean you cut it off?
I cut the gate. We live behind it. It's Richard Sherman. Like, ma'am, this is like a fucking emergency. I need officers here
listen
now.
To me. I'm handling this. You need to stop telling me that.
Okay, but what I'm
not going to slow help down. Talking to me is not going to slow help down.
Okay, well, what I needed to know is that he
What's your name?
My name is Ashley Sherman.
Do you know what his date of birth is?
3/30/88.
Okay, slow down so I can understand you. What's the date of birth?
March 30th, 1988.
Does anybody need an ambulance there? You said it was physical.
No, we don't need an ambulance.
Okay. And he does not have any weapons or access to weapons?
No. No.
Okay, and how much has he had to drink tonight?
2 bottles.
2 bottles of what?
Now, a vodka and Hennessy.
Okay, hard alcohol.
Alcohol. He's intoxicated.
Okay, sir. I'm only going to talk to one person, so please put the phone
Well,
down and talk to Ashley.
Okay, is the sheriff on the way?
Okay, listen, it's over on dispatch, okay? Talking to me is not going to slow anything else down.
Wow. Who is this person?
Yeah, she sucks.
Who is this person, man? Hold up. We got 10 more seconds. Hold on. I want to listen to the rest of this. Hold on before we put in our commentary. Hold on.
Fucking get killed, bro. Like,
I'm rolling it back.
Okay, I'll let you off the line.
Hold on.
Talking to me is not going to slow anything else down.
There we go. Wait, talking to her. Okay. That's the whole point of calling her and talking to her so that somebody can come there to slow things down. But Hold on. Let me just hear the rest of this. We got 9 seconds left. Hold on.
If someone fucking gets killed, bro, like.
Okay, I'll let you off the line. The officers have the information.
Okay. So there's that piece. Okay? There's that piece. And of course we're gonna put in our 2 cents here about that. That dispatch was trash. That whole 911 dispatch was trash. Now, here's the thing. In my mind, you're listening to the audio, right? We're listening to the phone call. There is no way. I mean, I would think that this woman, this dispatcher, would not know whether this Richard Sherman's wife is white or black or whatever, right? So we can't automatically think that this is a black or white thing. Let's just say that. You know what I'm saying? Just because, I mean, personally, I don't even know what Richard Sherman's wife looks like, to be really honest, okay? This is a dispatcher that probably just treats every phone call just like this. Just like this. An equal opportunist. I don't want to curse. You see what I'm saying? Jerk. How's that? An equal opportunist jerk. Someone who just obviously does not take their job that seriously, or really likes to have control over situations rather than actually get the information and the information and the details that the first responders really do need to have. Okay? So here's the thing. I am going to show you guys the door cam video, the front door of Richard Sherman trying to go into his house. It's actually his in-laws' house. He's trying to break into his in-laws' house. And you tell me if his wife did the wrong thing by giving the information that she was trying to give on that 911 call. Take a look at this, y'all. Just take a look at this. Let's go.
Come through, bitch. Come through. Come through. Come through. Come through. Come through, right? Come through. Come through. Come through. Come through. Come through. Come through, right?
I'm pausing it for a second because I want to ask you guys something. So you're telling me that's only vodka and Hennessy that's going on in his body right now? Do you think that maybe Sherman's wife did the right thing by giving that dispatcher the important information that he was unarmed? Because if she didn't, he'd probably be dead right now. But that 911 dispatcher did not give two damns about that information. She was too busy wanting to have control over the phone call rather than hearing the information that wife was giving the dispatcher. Don't worry, we're going to keep playing it. Let's go.
Come through. Come through. Come through. I can fuck about what you're saying. You move the door. I see Q from behind the door. Come through. That shit real cute. Come through, Ray. Come through. Come through.
And that's it, y'all. That's it. Now, we definitely got to talk about this, okay? Because now some people are sitting here saying this could be CTE. This could be a lot of different things that are going on in him. In my personal opinion, I don't think it's CTE. I really don't think it is. I truly, in my heart of hearts, think that this is just alcohol. And this is just somebody who is belligerently drunk, losing his mind. Because I have seen people like this. He drank 2 bottles. He mixed brown liquor with white liquor. He did vodka and Hennessy. 2 bottles. Himself. You don't think that he's going to act a damn fool if somebody poked him the wrong way? I'm not sitting here saying that CTE is not real or is that it's a fake thing or whatever. No, I do believe that it's real, but I can't automatically just think that, oh, because he's a football player and he's losing his mind, that, oh, it's CTE. Nah. I literally think straight up that alcohol can be one hell of a drug. It can make you feel like you're on top of the world, or it can make you feel really depressed, or it can make you feel really, sexy, or it can make you want to fight. Just depends on the day, depends on your mood, and all that. Clearly something was going on way before this that sparked off, because he was saying, come on out, bro. He was talking to somebody else. He wasn't talking to his wife. He must have been talking to one of the in-laws. Real talk. They were probably kicking it, having a little bit too much fun, and he lost his ish. I'm going to throw it around. Ladies first, though. Breon, what are your thoughts on this?
I was sitting here wondering if it was CTE. I don't know enough about Richard Sherman to ask. I guess I would have to research more to see if this has been habitual behavior, that he's exhibited, or if things have gotten progressively worse, or if this was just a one-off. So it's really hard for me to say. I think that she did the right thing by calling, but I think that, once again, I still think the dispatcher mishandled how to approach it. But I was curious about CTE. I think that was what was playing through my mind, but I don't know enough about the person or their history or background to really feel comfortable in saying, oh, it could be this. I'm just more curious.
Like I said, I am actually curious about it too. I'm not going to sit here and throw it all the way out, throw it out the window. I'll leave it on the table, the option of CTE. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I'm like, I don't know. You mix those two things together, man. Like, you drinking vodka and Hennessy, you about to start a riot. I'm sorry. You about to be up to no good that night if you're mixing both of them together like that. For a fact he woke up with a really bad hangover, like a tremendously bad hangover the next day. I don't know. I just feel like I've seen people, like, when they drink too much tequila. You see what I'm saying? We see people who get into fights all the time when they had way too much liquor. That happens. I just feel like it can't automatically be CTE. Oh, it's CTE because he plays football. Nah, man. There's plenty of dudes that used to play football back in the day that start fights at clubs and shoot up the place. So we're just going to say it's CTE too? I don't know. I would love to give this dude the benefit of the doubt, but for me, I'm not with it. I'm not with the CTE. I just really think that alcohol can be very dangerous if you do not play with it right. David.
I don't know much about CTE and how it affects people, so I'm not really going to talk on that, if it's a possibility or not. I just don't know. But I have seen people that are highly drunk act similar, especially if they're depressed or an angry person. So I could see this just being alcohol, especially if he drank 2 full bottles of liquor. That's a lot to put down. And from what I've noticed, when people put down that much, they kind of just lose control of their entire personality and behavior. If they mix that with the fact that he's already depressed, I assume he's depressed if he's threatening to remove himself. Because, that's obviously something that comes more with depression than anything else. So ultimately, though, I mean, I think the wife was trying to do what she needed to because she knows how the police will respond. And we've seen this multiple times over the past few weeks, in fact, where they will call the police to help somebody, and then they just shoot them when they need help. Like the yesterday when the cop pushed the guy to the ground and murdered him by shooting him in the throat, for instance.
Michael Chad
Yes.
Brian Holt. Yep.
It's just it's one thing you have to be aware of. The police are dangerous. They don't always work the way they're supposed to because a lot of the people involved with the police shouldn't be there in the first place. But ultimately, I think she was trying to give out the important information, but the person on the dispatcher, I don't know if she was just inexperienced or she just didn't care whatsoever, but it was like it's like the woman calling her was begging her to do her job and giving out the relevant information instead of the less relevant information, like her phone number, which the dispatcher already has because it shows up when they call them, things like that. They're asking for information they don't need while she's trying to tell them what the actual situation is. The woman was either an idiot or just new in her job and an idiot, but she should be fired, obviously. I mean, obviously the person that called her is going to be distressed. That's something they have to deal with. You can't expect people to be calm when their family members are endangered, even if they're trying to be. You're supposed to deal with that. But instead, she seemed like she was angry that she wasn't being treated the way she wanted. And that's why she ended up threatening the entire situation because she was refusing to listen to the information that was relevant to what's actually going on right then. It's like she didn't actually care what was physically going on in the instant. She just I don't know. I don't know what she really wanted, but she didn't care what was actually happening, and so she couldn't relay that information to the police because she wouldn't listen to it.
Yeah, and that's what's frustrating about, and that's big facts right there, David. And thank you, beautifully said. The thing is that that's the problem with it all. That's their job. Their job is to de-escalate the situation, and get information as quickly as possible, so that they can get the proper first responders to the place as quickly as possible. And this woman, I feel, the dispatcher, was too busy trying to have control over the conversation, like she was having an argument with her best friend type of situation, rather than actually trying to find out what the hell is going on so that she can bring the proper authorities there to help assess the situation or help de-escalate the problem. And that's the huge issue here, too. One thing I want to point out, though, too, really, really quick, okay? When we saw the video of him actually ramming his body up against the door, punching the door, et cetera, screaming and everything, I feel like this is something that is, when you see his behavior and what he's doing, to me, I feel that this is a alcohol-infueled rage. That's what I think. I think it's rage that has been infused or fueled by alcohol. That's literally what I see. I don't see somebody who's having a mental break or a mental issue due to CTE of some sort. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I'm not a professional, obviously, but when I see something like this, I just see somebody who's just angry and is not thinking straight, not thinking clearly with the whole situation. That's just me. I feel like if it was CTE, I feel like there would have been much more different types of emotions as well involved in that. I feel like he was just a man that was drunk and very mad. That's what I saw. You see what I'm saying? But then again, I'm not a professional. This is just my own personal opinion. T, thoughts?
Yeah, well, I think all of you hit on it pretty well. Pascal, your final point you made about him being angry. Richard Sherman is one of the most polarizing players in the NFL. He's always been a huge trash talker, very verbal, very in your face kind of player, very prideful. One of the best players in the entire league. He has been defensively over his career. So for him to come off angry on the field is normal. He's also very intellectual. He's from I think Stanford University.
Yeah,
which is where he went to school at. So he's a very, very smart guy. Very analytical, and he's very passionate about what he does. Currently, he is not playing football, so this could be the first time in his life where he does feel like he's at a low point. He's currently a free agent. He signed a 3-year deal. worth $54 million in 17. His deal ended I think in March. So him not playing and him not being on the team right now could be a reason why he's not himself. Football starts in less than 3 or 4 weeks, so he's probably very tense about him not being on the team. And drinking alcohol, like you said, 2 bottles of alcohol, 1 white, one brown. You know, we all know that that's something you don't ever do. I mean, so he definitely is trying to cope with something right now, rather him not having a job, quote unquote, or rather is maybe mismanagement of funds, maybe his bills coming up. I don't know. He definitely had a wild, I would say, experience. I mean, he crashed through a construction zone and kept going. He he tried to break into his in-laws' place. He fought with police. He had a canine dog pretty much wrestle him down. He's a big guy, 6'3", 200 pounds. So I'm happy that his wife did step up and was proactive, because she saved his life. I mean, if they didn't know who he was a random black guy, they might have just shot him. So she tried her best to prevent that, and she did a great job despite the 911 dispatcher's lack of empathy or professionalism. Going forward, I don't know. He does need to seek help. I don't see anybody trying to touch him at all going forward as far as having a job this year. Maybe next year, but he is 33 years old, and players his age usually retire around 33 to 36. So he's on his last contract, or maybe 2 before he actually retires. So he really messed up his shot of getting a job currently. So hopefully he gets the help he needs mentally and emotionally. Hopefully his family is safe from his future actions, and he has to be accountable. He has to sit down with therapists, mental health workers, and substance abuse people to help him get over what he's going through, because his family should not be unsecure. They need to make sure that he is okay and he has a support team around him going forward.
You know what? That's really well said there too, T. Man, I love this team. Man, y'all amazing. Let me just say something though, because I didn't think of that. And you did point something out that was very, very good there too. One thing that a person hates, men in general, is stopping what they love to do, right? Stopping what they do for a living. They instantly feel like they're useless. They instantly feel like their purpose on this planet is obsolete. Like they're done. The whole idea of the inevitable coming, of especially an athlete, right? Especially an athlete going, oh man, I'm about to retire, and I used to be on top of the world, y'all. I used to be doing this, and this. People would interview me. Everyone would know who I am. Oh my God, it's Richard Sherman. It's Richard Sherman. I'm a well-spoken, tall, athletic black man. I've been doing all these things. I have all these accolades, and then all of a sudden, I'm a free agent, and it's almost that time where I might have to retire soon. Shoot, what do I invest in? A restaurant? Oh, no, I don't want to do that, Ish. Man, see what I'm saying? Next thing you know, you start feeling like you're worthless. That's the one thing a man does not want to feel. Sorry to say it like that, of course, and women too. If you're great and good at that one thing, that you feel like you're on this planet to do that thing. Play sports, talk on a microphone, write, whatever, and you suddenly get that ball or those contracts or whatever stripped from you. Absolutely. It's devastating. It's devastating to somebody, especially when they're immobile and they're not doing anything. Like for him, if he's been sitting on his hands, not doing anything, training, doing whatever, he might be feeling like, damn, I ain't feeling nothing. I'm not doing I am useless now. I am useless. What am I going to do with my life? What am I going to do with my life? Next thing you know, you turn to the bottle. Or that day is just a low point. You start drinking because you think it's going to numb the pain. You start knocking those things back. Next thing you know, you're mixing your clear with your brown liquors. And then somebody says something that says, remember that one time when you played for such and such? And it just sets you the F off. No reason, No rhyme or reason, but it's because you're so upset, because you're so depressed, because you feel some type of way. This person just happened to say a bunch of words, and they just happen to be some key words that just trigger you. Next thing you know, you have this blind rage, and all you think about is, I need to get to this person to beat that ass, to make him know that I'm still useful, that I can still use my body, that I can still kick some ass, that I'm still Richard Sherman. T, you said it beautifully right there. That does make a lot of sense. Like I said, I don't look at this as CTE. I see this as somebody who was drinking, abused alcohol, with the added information that T just added on top of that. And of course, with everybody, with what everyone else said in the group, because this panel is amazing. You know what I mean? This should be like this every day, but that's just my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? But you put all those things together, yeah, it's going to go down a very dark rabbit hole of depression, drug abuse or alcohol abuse, and violence. So you're right. You know, T was right, and everybody here is right. I hope that he finds, I hope he's waking up, or he woke up the next day and realized, you know, yesterday, I hope he woke up yesterday and said, okay, I need to talk to somebody. And I need to start putting my whole self into use into something else. You know? Because no matter what, even if he does go back into sports, if he goes back and he signs with another team, so on and so forth, that's only going to be short-lived. The inevitable will be that he's going to have to retire. And then all of his glory days will be of yesterday. So he needs to find something else that's going to make him feel useful, important. Man, like I said, he can always do commentary. You know what I'm saying? He can always go into ESPN or whatever sports channels and do his thing. He's a well-spoken, good-looking man. But he needs to get through this issue. And he needs to seek counseling for sure. Anyway, we got to jump into the next story. We got this next story, and this is very interesting. You know, Breon's got this story here. Has to do with a cop that murdered his own stepson. And where they found his body is very interesting. Breon, what's going on with this?
Yeah, this is a pretty sad story. So, a 15-year-old by the name of Deshaun Jones was found in like a storage space in his father's home. The individual was charged with first-degree murder in the death of his 15-year-old stepson in Anne Arundel County last week. They said that they ruled it as a homicide caused due to asphyxiation. They found Deshaun's body wet, with the clothing smelling like bleach, that had stains with what police believed was blood. And the father claims that he found his son drowned or something like that in the tub, and then he carried his body up to the storage space and hid it. At least this is what his attorney, Warren Brown, is stating that he's claiming. It appears that what happened was the wife had filed for an order for protection and had received it and had contacted her son, I think around 3:50, and I think it was awarded around 3 p.m. or something to that effect. And she had told him to meet her at a specific location so she could come to get him. She had then been receiving some text or something to that effect from the husband, saying that he saw her at a hotel and that basically he was stalking her. And when her son never came at a reasonable time, she became worried and called the police. And it's when the police showed up and was questioning him, and he agreed to a search, that's when they discovered the deceased wet body of Deshaun Jones. And apparently this family has had a history of domestic disputes. I guess police have been called to the home Banks had filed for an order of protection against his wife and then dropped it 2 days later. And then she filed saying that he was stalking her. Then the judge denied that one. And then the next time around when she filed, the one that was granted right before her son was discovered murdered was the one that, it's sad because she couldn't get to her son in time. But it's just a really tragic story and pretty disgusting behavior. But it does also seem like perhaps Banks was suffering from mental illness. It states that his behavior had become erratic. His attorney alleges that he attempted to commit suicide. There was an incident when he was arrested where he reached for the officer's gun and I don't know, he had said something, I can't remember specifically, but he had made a comment that seemed like he basically had like a death wish. And so there's just been a lot going on as far as what seems to be maybe some mental health concerns in the coming days. And Banks also had been suspended from the police force that he had been on for 3 years, but the police have yet to release any details regarding that suspension.
Wow. It's I don't even know how to respond to this one because it's just the way that all of it goes down that's just crazy. To me, that's absolutely crazy, the whole story, and how that he tried to cover it up, try to find excuses, try to make things up. It's just it's so crazy to me. Brianna, real quick, what are your thoughts on this story after reporting it and telling us the story?
I mean, it's just disheartening. I feel like it's kind of like the same scenario that we see in these situations where they end up with, a child dead. There's domestic violence, there's aggression, there's back and forth between the courts for protective orders, and then suddenly we find a child's body or a teen's body, or just in general one of the children's bodies somewhere. It's like a textbook case that I don't know, and it's just frustrating because it sounds like all the signs were there, and just what makes it even more disheartening is that this individual, the teen Deshaun Jones, had just graduated from his freshman year. Or should move on from his freshman year. He was well liked. He played the violin. He was going to some type of, I believe, magnet school. He wanted to become a surgeon. He just had such a bright future, and it just was taken. And people cry for help, and it just doesn't seem like anything ever happens. People are just left in these situations, and the courts don't help by dismissing protective orders, and it doesn't help when police continue to show up to a home for domestic violence, but then this is also an officer, and it just makes you feel like, well, this is why some people feel like they can't trust the police in general, because we have officers who commit heinous acts in their own home, but yet they're still there supposedly to protect and serve. It's just all around sad.
Yeah. This is terrible. Fellas, what are your thoughts on this? I'm going to throw it over to David first.
Yeah, I mean, she said most of it really, but this is a thing that happened. I knew something very similar happened to somebody else. It was a ranger, not an officer, but they had the same problem where once the relationship was over, the guy just wouldn't accept it and started stalking them and like messing with the children and stuff. So there's a lot of people out there that are dangerous like this, unfortunately, and you really have to be careful who you let into your home and who you let near your kids. I mean, I don't know if he was the actual father. I don't think he was he? Either way.
No, stepson. It was the stepson.
Right.
Yeah,
so
stepson.
yeah.
So yeah, you have to be really careful with these people, because that's the exact same story that happened to the kid I was just talking about. he was like the stepson, and then once they broke up, started getting stalked and harassed by the guy. There's people out there like this, and it will happen to other people as well. You just have to. I mean, obviously, she's the victim. It's not her fault that this happened, but you do have to vet who you let in your house and who you let near your children. You can't always depend on if you trust or love that person. You have to actually know what they've done and who they are before you let them in your family.
Absolutely. You know what's really sad to me too is, and this happens on both sides of the fence, but in this particular scenario, you have a woman, right, who has found a man that is there to provide, etc. She already has a son. She already has kids or a kid. The stepfather or the man, this cop, shows that he loves the children. You see what I'm saying? So then next thing you know, you have these people who will gravitate towards that person and will allow anything, because more importantly, not only are they willing to love that single mother, but also they'll show that they at least somewhat tolerate the kids. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like when it comes to this kind of situation, there's a lot of, and I'm saying on both sides, men and women, there's a lot of single fathers out there and there's a lot of single mothers out there that will look over telling signs, red flags of terrible, bad behavior from that new spouse or that new person that's coming into their life, just because they're going, well, I have a partner now. I have somebody. This person loves my kids and loves me, but they will completely, I'm sure that there were red flags that popped up before they even said I do, that she probably just looked over, glossed over it, because she said, I'm not alone now.
Well, it said he was a Marine. I don't know if he served 7 years as a Marine.
Mm-hmm.
He had been on 3 deployments, so it's highly plausible that he had seen some stuff and had been suffering from some other things prior to that. So,
and that very well could be it too, some PTSD, etc. You see what I'm saying? And that could be it too. That could very well be it too. But I also do feel like you're with somebody long enough, right? You would think. Some people do those shotgun weddings. They meet 3 months later, they're married, and you're going, really? That's really happening right now? Okay. But there are other people that have a long courtship that ends up with, information. Like, you start to see the true person that you're about to hopefully spend the rest of your life with. And then, you see what I'm saying? I feel like there's that, if I don't know what their courtship was like, but I feel like there would be telling signs beforehand, at least in my personal opinion, T.
Yeah, it's a very disturbing situation. Unfortunately, there's a child who was murdered here by someone that he lived with and someone that he probably trusted for his own safety. The article I read, the lawyer who's in defense of Officer Banks, or the one who committed the murder, was using what Breon said, the excuse of PTSD, and that Officer Banks served in Afghanistan, and he witnessed a lot of things that were tragic, lost many people that he cared about. So that's the lawyer's excuse, but I'm not going to just take that as an excuse. If you're feeling suicidal, homicidal, etc., then and you know it, then why not seek help? Through the issues here that I read about, Mr. Banks, after he was arrested, was trying to commit suicide by cop. He actually grabbed one of the officer's guns after being handcuffed, and he told them to choke me in my life now. And they didn't kill him, of course, but why not get help before killing your own stepson? Mm-hmm. That's ridiculous. That's, to me, if you're conscious enough of your pain, of your mental disability or instability, then get help. Killing a kid, being deceptive, hiding him upstairs in the attic in a crawl space, The kid had bruising on his face, his neck, his body. There was blood and bleach found in the home. So Officer Banks knew what he was doing, and then he tried to cover it up by saying that he found his stepson already drowned in the bathtub. That's all a crock of nonsense. So this man knew exactly what he was doing, despite his mental issues, and he chose to kill his own stepson, and he has to be accountable for that.
Yeah, and that is if it is, let's just say, if it is PTSD. Like let's be real honest on that. We don't know really what went down, etc. I mean, it could be that too, but it could also be him just being a piece of work and putting harm to this person, to this child.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying? So it could also just be that too. It could just be a random act of violence that, I mean, you got to remember, he did the thing and then he went and put him in the walls. He put him in a crawl space. So even after the fact, he was trying to cover it up. It just hiding him. And then he lied on top of that. To me, it just, like I said,
another thought that
weird
just
to me.
came to mind
Go ahead.
was, like being vengeful. It based off the article, he appears to have been angry with his wife for some odd reason. And we've seen situations like this that, they make the evil decision to get even.
Mm-hmm.
And, this child wasn't his biological child. This child was his stepson. It was her biological child. And it was like, well, if I can't have her, then she can't have him. And I mean, it's just a thought that,
that's a very good.
it was just angry. It was just angry and malicious. And he just chose to do that.
No, that's facts, though. That's a very good point right there. You see what I'm saying? I mean, and you look at the child, the way that they described him, sounds like he was like a Renaissance kid,
Good
athletic,
kid, yeah, he was
smart, playing the violin. He had culture. Yeah. He wanted to become a surgeon, right? Did you said surgeon? There was so many other things. There's like he was growing into like a really great young man. There could have been that too. He could have been upset that he didn't spawn this child himself, that this was not his own seed. There could be so many different things that were going on in that situation. Maybe the kid had a problem with him, had a problem with the stepfather. Maybe there was competition of attention from the mother. You see what I'm saying? So on and so forth. I mean, real talk, those things do exist. It does exist. So, when it comes to the situation and when it comes to the story, it's sad, and all these breadcrumbs, they're kind of scattered all over the place. There's so many different options here. It could be PTSD, but I highly doubt it. I don't think it is. I think this one was a crime of passion that was fueled by something else. You hide the body in the crawl space. You hide the body in the house's walls. I mean, that's just, to me, says something else as well. More than just a PTSD blind rage moment. You see what I'm saying? This was something that seemed to me like a crime of passion. Maybe this is something that he wanted to do a long ass time ago. You never know. You never know. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, I don't really think it was PTSD. Could have been adding to his paranoia, but I don't think that's what it was. This seems premeditated to me, because not only did once the child showed up, he immediately killed him, and then removed all the evidence. So he already had the supplies, and he already had kind of the cognizance of what he needs to do to hide this murder. And what I've noticed, and this isn't like a study or anything, but from what I've noticed, people that do suffer from PTSD or problems with violence in the past, they won't sign up with police afterward. They'll just go somewhere else where you don't deal with that anymore. So I kind of think this is either premeditated, or he decided it in the moment when the kid got there and thought it was a good opportunity. So I would say it's either first or second degree murder. I don't think it was necessarily mental health.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like this dude was dreaming this idea up for a long time. And then when the moment struck, he just struck. You know, he jumped on the moment. That's just my personal opinion. You're going to go to great lengths to lie, hide the body, say that the boy took his own life in the bathtub, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, to me, it's just like lie after lie after lie after lie. Like I said, I feel like this was a crime of passion. I feel like this was premeditated, and he was trying to be, he was up to, yeah, this man was, he was plotting, okay? This was all plotting, in my personal opinion. But anyway, guys, we got to jump into a quick commercial break. But when we come back, we got to talk about what's going on in Cuba. Okay? David's got that story. We'll be right back. And then we also got to talk about soap. Don't ask. And padlocks. Don't ask. T's got that one. He's got that one on lock. We'll be right back. See what I did there, y'all? Yeah. We'll be right back. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center, a professional nuisance wildlife management company specializing in providing animal removal for residential, industrial, and commercial clients. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following. Exactly which animal are we dealing with? How is the animal getting inside the home? What kind of damage is the animal doing to the structure? Once we get the answers to all of these questions, we develop and write up an action plan to resolve the animal issue completely and provide a quote to implement that action plan. We perform a very in-depth 70-point wildlife inspection. From visually inspecting the highest point, the chimney, to physically crawling inside the attic space and looking for animals, chewed wires, fecal matter, chewed structural wood. We inspect everything. Our inspection process covers all of the following 70 points: animal-proof chimney cap, roof ridge vents, roof to soffit junctions, dormer fascia, attic gable vents, gutter lines, fascia trim, garage door, utility penetrations, water, gas, electric, and cable, bathroom vents, attic roof ridge vents, attic electrical, wiring, junctions, boxes, and lighting, concrete decks, additions, wooden crawl spaces, basement plumbing, penetrations, ceiling, floor, and wall. Wildlife Command Center's mission is to deliver the finest quality wildlife removal and pest control service that is safe for the environment. For more information, call us now.
Hey, welcome back, guys. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and tuning in and being a part of the conversation. If this is your first time checking out this show, please go crush that subscribe button. I do this show Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right. And I also do a Tuesday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time show. So please, if you haven't done that yet, be ever so kind and crush that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to hit that like button down below. I see a bunch of y'all in here, you know what I mean, showing some love and support. So please, 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 baby, please hit that like button down below. And, of course, crush that join button. $4.99 a month. That's less than a Netflix subscription. Helps fuel our channel so we can keep giving you your stories, your controversies, your pop culture, and your conversations of the day. Anyway, we got to jump into this next story. There's some stuff that's going, obviously, if you don't know what's going on in Cuba, then you've been sleeping under a rock or in a cave, or you haven't been connected to the internet at all. There's some real unrest going on and protests going on throughout Cuba and also here in Miami as well. We got to talk about it. David's got the story. What's going on in Cuba right now, David?
All right. So like you said, things have kind of been building up there for a while. So I'm sending you some images that are fairly new from it right now over Twitter or Skype. But basically what we're seeing is that the protests in Cuba have been going on. There have been a few more protests in Florida to kind of support them, mostly run by local American Cubans or Cubans that reside in Florida. However, the crackdown within Cuba itself has starting to get a little more expansive. So if you look at the thing I just sent you over Skype, it goes to photos you should see in the middle of it. That starts showing a lot of what's going on there because it's better if you see it yourself. But there are across the country, there are fires being set, buildings being shut down. A lot of refugees are falling back to churches, mostly Catholic churches. It seems like are setting up places within their church or temples or whatever they have to store some of these people. And elsewhere, hundreds of thousands have kind of taken to the roads as like protests going throughout the area. Some of them are running away from the fires, and there are also people being kept in, I guess you could call them cages. It's more like a chain link fence. Outside chain link fences they're keeping people in once they kind of round them up. And so it's getting pretty bad there for a lot of people. And of course, there's still a lot of confusion on who's fighting who. But Biden, standing beside Merkel of Germany, Germany's leader, decided that, or they said that Cuba has cut off access to the internet, and that Biden and Merkel are considering whether they should have, whether we have the technology to reinstate that access. And so what Biden is looking at right now during the internet blackouts across Cuba, which are probably managed by the government itself, Biden and Washington basically wants to kind of jump in and start supporting the anti-government forces. One of the jailed dissident in Cuba was talking to the Washington Post on Wednesday and said that referring to the protests so far and the rioting, it has destroyed me. We don't even have the internet to tell the world what is happening. And Biden on Thursday said that Cuba is a failed state and that the government is repressing their citizens. And this is a notable break from when he did work with Obama, because Obama was fairly involved in reducing the restrictions in Cuba, which did actually seem to have a weakening effect on the Cuban government while it seemed to be supporting the people. I don't think this will accomplish that. This is more like the Bay of Pigs thing we saw in the past, which is a disaster. That's my opinion on this. But so ultimately, Biden is considering all kinds of ways to get involved in the issue, from reinstating their internet to actually sending out physical support in terms of like aid to the protesters and the anti-government movements. Right now, he offered cash remittance to Cuban Americans that would send family to the island. And the U.S. currently does not permit generally does not permit this sort of activity, because they're concerned that the Cuban government will confiscate and take up all the resources they're sending. But it does look like he is setting up to have some sort of involvement in Cuba. And I would almost guarantee that if there is involvement in terms of delivering supplies, there will be a military contingent, because Biden is already warning that you can't give resources to Cuba. And this is what we saw when the U.S. gave release to Haiti. They won't work directly with the government in a lot of these cases. They will distribute it to the people in the area. And this is actually causing some fractures within the Democratic Party itself. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said on Thursday that she basically said, "We also must name the U.S. contributions to Cuban suffering, our 60-year-old embargo. I outright reject the Biden administration's defense of the embargo. It's never acceptable for us to use cruelty as a point of leverage against the everyday people." And Florida Congresswoman, a Democratic Congresswoman, as well as other Democratic Congress people, have basically said that she shouldn't be saying this. They're arguing that this is a matter of national security and that the U.S. must act. She's the largest Democratic voice on basically saying that we should support the local government and blaming it on the U.S. But for the most part, other Democrats are speaking out against her, specifically Hispanic Democrats who seem to disagree completely with her. And they, some of them have called Cuba a failed state and said that communism is the reason for the downfall there. And I mean, we've also seen this fighting come out in the media. Some people are saying it was the entire incident is over getting shots, which it's way more complex than that. It doesn't really, that's not a focus. That's just some of the kind of stories that the U.S. is trying to tell to get people to support action in Cuba, in my opinion. And Black Lives Matter also came under heat for this, specifically the organization itself, not necessarily the smaller movements. They're saying that basically this is the U.S.'s fault and that is a cruel and inhumane policy, and that basically the government, the U.S. government, is responsible for this, and that basically what they're claiming is that that the Cubans are rebelling because of issues, basically, like I mentioned, over the shots and things like that. But what we're really seeing is from Cuba, most of the chants are for libertad, and which means liberty. And what we're seeing is that a lot of news, especially on the left, is kind of ignoring that and trying to recontextualize it as not anti-government, but that is distinctly what these protests are. These governments are distinctly anti-government, anti-communism, if you will, or anti-Cuban government protests. So there are groups, like I said, like BLM, trying to say that this is America's problem and that the government isn't doing anything wrong. The Cuban government isn't doing anything wrong. The U.S. government is causing this. And obviously they got a lot of negative feedback from the majority of people, like black speakers, seem to kind of side it against with Black Lives Matter in this one, as well as it seems like the majority of regular black people, based on comments and polls immediately afterward, disagree with the idea that that they should support the government of Cuba over the people.
That's what's up.
That's showing. Yeah.
And that's what's going on in Cuba right now. By the way, really quick, I just wanted to say this. Is your light stand made out of like doggy treats or something? Because your dog is just licking the hell out of that light stand.
Yeah. She likes to clean her paws over there. I don't know why.
She ain't cleaning no paws over there though. She's like, that book is delicious. Something.
She probably wants to eat it. She likes to eat books. That's why she's not allowed back here by herself.
That's hilarious. But yeah, so I appreciate it. I appreciate you giving us the full coverage of what's going on in Cuba. I'm going to open it up to the guys to hear their thoughts really quick. I'm going to throw it over to Bree. Brion, what are your thoughts on this whole story?
Honestly, I haven't been following the Cuban crisis very much. I think one of the thoughts that came to mind just is the comparison with our reaction to Cuba versus our reaction to Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now my thoughts are just moving around that, like we pick and choose what ideologies and what governments we like and dislike, what nations we like and dislike, who we choose to give aid to and who we don't choose to give aid to. Facts. When both are equally devastated by what's happening in their countries. And, part of what AOC is correct. I mean, they're in an economic crisis. The thing I do know is that they're in an economic crisis. They have food shortages, electricity shortages, and part of this is caused by the sanctions that the U.S. puts on Cuba. And so we have to start taking ownership in part of the problems that we do cause. But we also have to start seeing that when we help one nation over other nations, how that also looks to the world. So in my mind, I'm trying to reconcile how we don't really want to help Haiti, but how we're gung-ho and wanting to help Cuba.
Ain't that interesting? I'm sorry. I'm just glad you said what you said. I'm glad, because I just think it's interesting that both should be full on if we're going to if America is going to get involved with one, they should be getting involved with both. That's just my personal opinion. There should not be some biased opinion about this, about both situations. One is not more important than the other. Both are in turmoil right now. Both are in shambles. Both countries are starting revolutions and starting protests, and people are dying and all this stuff. They're in dire need of help. There should not be one better than the other. Period. But I find it very interesting. Go ahead.
And on a larger note, I would also argue that if we want to stabilize our part of the Americas, we should want to have a stable Caribbean. We should want to have a stable Mexico. We should want to have a stable South America. Like, we should want to have a stable Canada. I think about like the European Union, and I think about like what happened in Romania. And then once Romania became a part of the European Union, the quality of life improved astronomically. And I feel like with things changing, with China, with the U.S. currency starting to fall, power dynamic shifting, America is going to need to rely on its neighbors, and we need to start thinking about stability in our part of the hemisphere as the Americas, and not just continue to isolate ourselves from nations that we benefit from. Like, American tourists benefit from going to Haiti and going to the ports and bargaining and shopping and doing all these things. Like, we benefit on the backs of these nations that we don't want to help. And I think it's just harmful. I think that if we want a brighter, better United States, we need to start thinking about stability in our own areas. And that includes the Caribbean.
Yep, absolutely. I totally agree. T, what do you think real quick?
Come on, how can I follow that?
I mean, she did drop the mic and walk off the damn stage, but you know what I mean. You can keep up. Come on, man.
Wow. I mean, David, thank you as always. Lady Justice, another level of just. All right, this is like a can of worms opening up here.
Oh yeah.
But I would just gently just bridge that as well. Wow. Haiti, has been neglected and exploited forever. From the French to the Americas, so it's hard, it's tough. That they have to continue to be in turmoil, politically, economically, socially, all kind of ways. Cuba and USA has another very, I guess you can say, horrific past. The Bay of Pigs. You have communism. We have Castro. So we have, again, like you said, the embargoes. Not allowing Americans to go there and spend our currency and uplift the people. All these things. So it's tough. The Caribbean is the place to go for tourism. That's where the whole world goes. But again, if they're not profiting off of tourism as they should be, because they have to pay off us or whatever it may be, then they're going to continue to suffer. The everyday people there will continue to suffer while the politicians and the elite continue to be fed as pigs. So unfortunately, we should be able to help authentically Cuba, Haiti, the rest of the Caribbean in a proper way. Cuba currently is at a shortage of medicine, of regular supplies, of food, all during COVID, post-COVID, and how come, medicine as well, how come we're not there, boots on the ground, despite the past history, helping these people out? Thank you, Bill Clinton and his wife, Hillary Clinton, and all those people who claim to be helping the world.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. And you said earlier, opening up a can of worms, and I'm gonna put a lid on that. Real quick when it comes to Haiti, because, with the Clintons and Haiti, I'm just going to put a lid back on it real quick because that's a 7-hour conversation. David, your final thoughts real quick.
Yeah, I mostly agree with just what they've said. the unfortunate thing is that the U.S., just based on how our politics is right now, will end up taking pretty much a side in any of these Caribbean conflicts right now, because just of the way our binary system's kind of worked out, the Democrats are kind of going to try to, not all of them obviously, but some of them, like AOC for instance, are going to try to support the communist government because it's left of what they are working against. But at the same time, obviously most Democrats do not feel that way because it's kind of an idealized situation where they think Cuba has some sort of perfect government, despite the fact it doesn't seem to be able to run its own country. But for the majority of people, I don't think they're falling for that. And I think it's the same in Haiti. Like, the U.S. is probably involved. I don't know for sure. They did. I don't know if you talked about this, but they did admit that they trained several of the agents that were ultimately recruited for the Haitian assassination. So the U.S., even if it was unintentional, was directly involved in that incident. So that's the thing I continue to see happening, is that we'll have government working basically just because of our Democrat Republican system. Whenever one of them tries to help a specific group, the other group is probably going to pick up on their enemy side and try to defend them. And so I would love for us to actually send legitimate aid to these countries, not military aid, like food and supplies and perhaps construction materials. I'm not exactly sure what they need, but I know Cuba's short of metals. I know they're short of food right now, and those are things that we could give them without major concern of that being turned into weapons. They're not going to be turning food into weapons, and I mean, they don't need that metal. They would need a different type of metal from steel that used for construction. So this isn't things that are going to make one side fight better, but these are things we could do to help everyone in general and kind of let the people. I mean, we're supposed to support democracy. We really don't, but we should let the people figure out what kind of government that they want within their own country.
Yes. I think that, well, big can of worms, right? Because there's two countries. Oh, and let's not forget, we got South Africa having some issues right now too, but like I said, it's a very, 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 very big can of worms that's going on in multiple countries right now. And I feel like there would be, like I said, I feel like we would need to have like a full-on show, 3-hour discussion about all on each country by themselves, because there's just so much going on. There's so much history of just, what's the word? There's just so much history of unjust, I guess, for lack of a better term, things that have been going on to the people of each and every single country that is in upheaval right now. And, in my personal opinion, we're going to keep our eyes on this one because there's a lot going on, like I said, in Cuba. And there are a lot of videos, like I just got I was just sent yesterday a video from a girl who was just talking about, hey, if you're supporting, this particular group, or you're supporting Haiti, but you're not supporting Cuba, you should be listening. You should be supporting the people of Cuba. They need your support, et cetera. And she's just addressing it to Americans that she feels that are not understanding what is going on, or them not wanting to do something. You know what I'm saying? Not wanting to come in and do what is needed as far as like supporting the revolution and supporting the protests that are going on in Cuba. But that's the same thing with Haiti. Haiti needs a lot of love and a lot of attention as well. And, they're also refusing. America's also, like we talked about yesterday, also blocking off Cubans and Haitian refugees from coming into America. And the thing is that if there's so much violence and turmoil and unrest going on, there's a lot of people that don't feel safe in their own towns, in their own country. And those things are even being cut off. And that's what's so crazy and what's so wild to me about this situation. As Singh just said, Vera said in the comments, she said, yes, Haiti has my heart. Haiti has my heart. Cuba has my heart. South Africa has my heart. I just want everybody. I want these countries, as Brion just said beautifully earlier, if there's unrest going on throughout the rest of in other countries, then there's unrest going on in the world for sure. And we need to bring things back, find a way to bring peace back into those individual countries for sure. But anyway, we got to go into a left turn, a full-on left turn. This has to do with the padlock. I don't know, T really wanted to talk about this one, and you'll see why. T's got a story about a padlock. What's going on, man? You're muted.
Okay, yeah. Ignore Pascal's endorsement of me wanting to do the story. But here we go. A man suffers permanently disfigured penis.
There you go. You can say that.
After getting it stuck in a padlock for 2 weeks. His embarrassed mother tells medics he likes putting it through small holes. The man, 38, clamped the padlock around the base of his penis 2 weeks ago, but he lost the key. Now his genitalia is beginning to swell up. He tried and failed to remove the metal device, so he left it until it became infected. His mother said her son did not have a girlfriend. And he
clearly,
clearly,
go ahead.
He was bored because he had been staying at home in Bangkok, no pun, Thailand, during the pandemic.
We are 12 years old.
Yes, we are. The Bachelor, 38.
Forever Bachelor. Hold up. Forever Bachelor. Let's keep that straight funky. Forever Bachelor. Wow.
Oh my god. Oh man. The Bachelor now is having emergency surgery done by Thailand doctors in Bangkok. The mother claims that he's a private person who doesn't have a girlfriend, and that she isn't worried about him during the pandemic.
Wow.
Okay. It took medics 30 minutes to use an electric cutter to slice through the metal lock.
Oh, dear God.
They slid a thin sheet of metal between the bar and the man's skin to prevent it from being cut, and squirted water into the body for lubrication. Once it was released, they administered antibiotic cream and gave him penicillin pills. Despite his penis now being released, medics said that there could be lasting damage because of the amount of time the padlock was stuck. His penis has since been disfigured by the ordeal. We can stop there.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Is this like his version of a chastity belt, I guess? I wonder what made him decide to do this. What would make you want to put a padlock on your stuff?
Hey, sometimes you want to spice it up. You know what I'm saying? You get tired, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? You get tired. You're kind of like,
he's being naughty.
Yeah, he was just being, he was literally being super naughty. And then suddenly he just said, oh, snap. Where's the key? Where's the key?
Mom, help!
No, he literally on the base. You know what I'm saying? On the base. On the base. So he went clamp, and then he said, "Oh damn, I'm sorry." Oh.
Y'all, did y'all
he said, "Where are my keys?"
What Neil Taylor just posted? He wrote Peter Sillin.
Peter Sillin. He literally goes, "Where my keys at? Where the keys at, though?" He's walking around. He feeling extra bottom heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. That is a man-made ring. I can't use that word right now. A homemade C ring. You know what I mean?
Wow. Well,
Welcome to our world. Who in their right mind would do that? Who in their right mind would do that? You know what I'm saying? Sitting there talking like saying he likes to stick it in small holes. You know what I'm saying? The hell is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? And then, hey, by the way, if you're gonna put a padlock on, your naughty bits, okay? Remember where you put the damn key. That's all I'm saying. Wow.
I mean, they have better toys out there, according to the other man last week who had that girlfriend who was locked in jail for a while. They're better toys than this. Don't kill yourself.
I mean, of all things, he's in Bangkok, right? He's in Bangkok. I'm sure there's all kinds of freaky deaky stuff that's out there that he could have gone to. He could have gone to a store. He could have done something else. You know what I'm saying? He could have spent a couple bucks and bought something. Not a padlock. A padlock? You know what I'm saying? Rhonda just said combination locks only. See, facts, but what if you forgot the combination? Just saying.
Sure.
In the throes of passion, you just go clamp. I just need something. I need something. Yeah. I just need something. Clamp. And you're like, wow. Okay. What's the 72, 30? What is it? 69, 69, 69? Like, what is it? You'd be back in the same situation again.
Bangkok has a lot of prostitution. I think it's one of the highest places in terms of prostitution in the world. So maybe he was just concerned. He didn't have enough self-control, so he just slapped it on there to keep himself from doing something stupid. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's ironically funny, but not? The movie star David Carradine from the Kung Fu series.
Yeah.
He actually died in Bangkok, Thailand, from asphyxiation from masturbation.
Yep.
So this is kind of interesting.
Just like that. Just like that guy, the lead singer of INXS. Same thing. He died from doing that same thing too. Allegedly, some other singer did it too. I forgot. Chris Cornell, as well. Allegedly, they thought that he was doing something else, like trying to take his own life, but allegedly he was doing that too. So I don't know. And then oops, him dead. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Wait, hold up. Sign? I think it's Sign. I don't mean to mess up this woman's name. Hold on. She just said something. I just want to read it. Okay. Sign Vera just said, so he was running around for the house for days looking for the keys to the point it got infected. Okay. Let me just break it down to you. This is what I'm thinking, what really went down. Are you ready for a quick little story? This is what happened. In the throes of passion, okay, he locks it on to the base of his naughty bits, all right? He realizes, oh, my damn, where are the damn keys, right? Then next thing you know, because he must be living with his mama, okay? Suddenly he's going, well, maybe I'll find it because I'm not ready to tell my mom what's going on downstairs, right? So you go around, looking all over the house. You're going, it'll eventually show up. I'll find it. Don't worry, I'll find it. Maybe he's in a little bit of pain, just a tiny bit of pain. Nothing too excruciating, but enough that he's has a little bit of discomfort. Then finally, at some point, he looks down and it's turning blue. So he goes, oh, crap. Mom, okay. I locked the padlock to my bing bong.
Bing bong.
Whoops. And then she goes, okay, we got to get down to the bottom of this. See what I'm saying? I think that's what went down. I mean, this is how I feel like it went down. You know what I'm saying? So, sometimes you gotta, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta get your mom involved. Oh my God.
Jesus.
Let me take that back. I didn't mean, I am so sorry. I didn't mean it like that. Hold up. Time out. Yes, Neil, this is like something that came straight out of The Hangover. Real talk. It's a real talk. But anyway, that is the craziest story I've ever heard. T, thank you so much for telling us that story. I'm
Yeah, I
I
mean,
am now forever changed. Thank you.
it's tough. This guy took me and Charlie into a new, dimension right now. You
Oh.
definitely was, locked out of love for sure.
See, next time he needs to go for like a 2 or 3 inch lock instead of a 1.5, whatever you had.
It would have fallen right off. You see what I'm saying? He said he likes putting it in tight holes.
I guess so. It's got to fit
small holes.
In small holes, so it would just fall right off. Well, I guess that's a good thing, right? You know what I mean? Okay. Oh my God, we're 12. Real quick, before we go into the soap conversation, I do have something I wanted to show you guys right quick. There is a video. There's a video that I saw on Instagram that I wanted to show you guys. Now, this is something that I feel is what today's parents have to deal with on the daily. Now, there is like I said, this video is starting to get shared a lot. And I figured this is a something a little bit light, but it also has to deal with, I feel like it has to deal with like child rearing nowadays, what parents have to deal with on a regular because of how kids can be nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't get no respect. Rodney Dangerfield, shout out to Rodney Dangerfield, R.I.P. But this particular video, the title is Father Records Daughter Wildly Disrespecting Him on the Phone. I figured we need to see this really quick before we go into our soap conversation. I think we could do this quickly. You just got to hear what this girl says to him. It's wild. This is her father. This is a dad dealing with his daughter. Take a listen.
Hello.
I don't want to talk.
But dang, how you doing today?
Good, I don't want to talk.
Why you always tell me that?
Because I don't like talking to you. I don't like talking to you.
But you won't even let me ask the question before you try to answer.
You just said, how are you? You just said, how are you?
Oh my goodness, Demi, why you so rude to your daddy?
I don't like talking to you.
But that doesn't give you a reason to be rude. You gotta honor your mother and your father, sweetheart.
Okay, I don't want to talk.
I get that much, but you don't have to be rude about it.
I said I don't want to talk.
I know that. I heard you the first 4 times, but you still need to stop being rude. That's the whole thing about it.
I'm telling you something and you're not listening.
Because I'm the parent, you can't tell me nothing. That's the thing.
I can express my feelings.
You definitely can, but you can do that without being rude as well. That's the whole thing. That's the key.
Okay,
you don't be rude and you don't be disrespectful. Okay, but you don't have to talk over me either. But you don't have to talk over me. So if you don't want to talk and you're going to talk over me, you could just be quiet and let me say what I got to say. You get that from your mama. I love you and I miss you anyway.
I'm sorry.
It's perfect logic broke her brain.
You got that from your mama. Okay. Oh man. Okay. So
low blow. Low blow.
You man, low blow. But hey, man. Sometimes, man. But here it is. Okay. Now, I of course, in my personal opinion, if this was my child, my lord. First off, that child would never speak to me like that at all, ever. Real talk. But that is true. That is real. There are kids that do talk to their parents exactly like that. And I don't know how old the child is or anything of that sort, but at the same time, there's a certain level of respect that a parent deserves no matter what. No matter what. You don't talk over your parents like that. Man, I grew up Haitian. Trust me, if I even spoke like this, I wouldn't be alive today. I would not be alive. I'd be dead. I'd be dead. Okay? But we have kids out here that do act exactly like this, that speak to their children, speak to their parents just like this. And it's okay. Parents don't do, I feel like some parents don't discipline their kids so that they know better not to talk to them this way. It's crazy to me. I'm going to throw around the round table. David, thoughts? What are your thoughts on that story, man?
Yeah, I think he was handling it pretty well. Everything he said made sense to me. I did think it was kind of funny after he points out that if she doesn't want to talk, she can just shut up. Her brain kind of just shuts down and she starts screaming.
Yep.
But I mean, I have to agree with him on that. If I don't want to talk to somebody, I'm not going to keep talking to them. I'm just going to be quiet until they're done and then leave. So, I mean, yeah, I think he's trying to do a good job here. It looks like he might be having somebody else. Maybe the mother is working against him, or maybe this girl just has some bad friends she shouldn't be hanging out with. But I think he's trying to do a good job.
Yeah. I mean, he handled it as best as he could on the phone, right? And I'm sure he probably, given the fact that it was recording, like there was, he was recording it and everything, I'm sure he probably would have raised his voice a little bit differently or spoke to her a little bit differently if the camera was not on, if they were not recording at that time. But yes, he did handle it fairly well. I mean, the end part was funny where he was like, you get this from your mama. But at the same time, that's not good either, because you don't want to put your partner, right? Because even if you are co-parenting, right? Say that he's not, like, it's not the traditional nuclear family of the father, mother, and child. It is funny, but he shouldn't be pitting his, let's just say, the BM against, you know what I'm saying, like, to kind of throw her under the bus. Like, you get this from the way you're acting this way, the reason why you're being disrespectful is because this is what your mom put on you. Like, that's not how you do it either. It is funny, but that's not what you do. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there could have been a better way at the end of how to handle the situation. Breon, what are your thoughts?
So if I talked to either one of my parents like that,
facts.
My mom or dad would have pulled that what that officer did to that one woman in that Walmart and throat punched the mess out of me. I would not have been able to talk.
You'd be in the arms of an angel, dead.
Right.
Dead.
No, yeah, I would have never thought to talk. Well, I mean, I back-talked my parents, but not that bad. But I kind of thought it was hilarious, like the way he just hit her with that logic, and she could not compute at the end. Just that was hilarious to me.
Her rage was she was overwhelmed so badly with rage that she just starts screaming. It's like, come on, man, really? You had no problem talking to him a certain way, but as soon as he rebutted with something quick and witty, you just lost all words, all vocabulary.
To me, she sounded like she might be like a preteen, Clearly. Like she's going through it. She's starting that puberty,
right?
And she's just a little too hot to handle there,
right? What is it? Why is it that I don't remember being that way going through puberty, though. I don't remember being that way personally. I don't. I wasn't a perfect child or anything, but I don't remember. But like I said, Haitian kids do not talk back at their parents, period. Like I said, we would be buried in the backyard, period. So I don't know. I don't remember going through that as a child, personally. You know what I mean? T, thoughts?
It's something that I see often as an educator. Unfortunately, many kids just have this this lack of fear, or this lack of authoritative respect towards teachers, parents, elders in general. And I know how I was raised, similarly to all of you, where I wasn't allowed to speak up around adults at all, period. If I was not welcome into their conversation, if I wasn't polite, if I didn't raise my hand or say, excuse me, I couldn't even speak up. So when adults were around, I had to go to my room. I had to go outside and play. So for me to even speak to my mother or any adult in that kind of fashion is something I'm not used to as a child. But as society has changed, we have given freedoms and liberties to everybody, which is great in a way, but we need balance. And the kid should always be in a child's place. So if your father is calling you on a cell phone that he probably bored, and you're giving him this instant backlash, not even greeting him with "Hi, Daddy, how you doing?" then there are some issues that are deeply rooted in that relationship between the father and daughter, or maybe all three, including the mother as well, because the father did point out that you're just like your mother. So I'm assuming the dynamics of the family are turbulent, and that she's picking up negative behaviors from her mother. And every child, I mean, really, their actions are typically learned behaviors. And if that child's around mom and dad doing that, then she's learned that that's okay, quote unquote, to do to dad as well. So unfortunately, they need to see some family counseling. If they are co-parenting, and there are issues with custody, these things can go to family court. So I'm happy that this is being recorded, but at the same time, this is a private issue, and it probably should not have been put online necessarily. But it is a good talking point, a good dialogue for us to go over dynamics of the family household and what we expect from our kids in society today.
You know, it's you know, what you just said is very true. You know, that this video, you know, even though it is for our own entertaining benefit or for our own entertainment benefit, yes, absolutely, man. It didn't need to be seen. You know, it could have been a glimpse into a bad day for her, you know, or you never know. We don't know what was going on before they started recording the conversation. She could be upset about a multitude of things. He could be, you never know. He could be the greatest dad in the world, or he could be a deadbeat at the same damn time. We don't know. All we know is that we're seeing her upset, and he is just trying to gain the respect, right? And hold his ground. And but that is very true. We shouldn't be, this is a video we shouldn't be seeing, but it is out there for us to talk about. David, go ahead.
Just the fact that he stayed calm and controlled the whole time kind of suggests to me that this is his behavior, because she wasn't able to bait him whatsoever. Like, he just would not fall for her yelling or whatever. And he was just always trying to be clear about what he saw as the problem. So I would think that it's very likely he does respond like this normally, because most people that you know, don't respond calmly to anger, they're not going to be able to stay calm when their kid starts yelling at them, I don't think.
Absolutely. Were you going to say, Brianna?
Oh, I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh, okay. No, and you know, and so that's the thing. I mean, I think that when it comes to this video, either this is what he deals with all the time, and she has her own anger issues and whatnot. Like I said, we don't have the full scope of the story, but from seeing it, I'm going, yo, there are kids out here nowadays that are speaking to their parents exactly this way. Whether it is co-parenting or those parents are still together, there's a lot of kids out here that are watching whatever they're seeing on the social media, seeing whatever they're seeing on TV, the shows, whatever, and they're just spouting that stuff back out at their parents, you know. And of course, you know, kids are growing up. Like, you know, this makes me sound like an old man, but it really is. Kids are growing up so much faster now because of the things that they're consuming and the things that they're seeing on their phones. You see what I'm saying? I mean, shoot, man, these kids. I saw a 5-year-old with a phone. I'm like, what? A 5-year-old? He got a phone? Like, that's real. That's real. And they're seeing the social medias and all that stuff. And if the parents aren't really watching those things, or what they're watching and checking out, they're consuming all that crap into their eyeballs, into their brains, and it's seeping all the way down to the bone. And then they start acting a damn fool because they feel like they grown. And it's like, no, you 9. You 9. Sit down. Do your arithmetic. Come on. You're 9. So, you know, I do feel like when it comes, and that's the other problem too. This is another issue. When it comes to disciplining your children, we live in a time now where you know, I was raised with a belt. I'm gonna be real. I was raised with a belt. And I'll tell you this, thank God I was. I probably would have been running amok, acting a damn fool now. I'd probably be a completely different person if I wasn't raised the way I was raised. I was raised Haitian. Shoot, it's almost corporal punishment up in this piece, okay? The way that we get punished, real talk. But at the same time, I appreciated that. But now, click decades later, the way children are raised now, It's completely different. You put a hand to them, smack their bottom, etc., to discipline them. In instantly, it turns into abuse. And I don't agree with that. I feel like there's a certain level of discipline that is needed so that children understand respect and understand boundaries. But like I said, that's just that's my own personal opinion. I'm maybe a little bit old school when it comes to certain things like that. I don't have any children of my own, but I know that my children will never speak to me like she did to her father in that video, personally. Just saying. But, quick left turn. We got to talk about this. All right. We were talking about soap. Okay, I don't I gotta throw this one to Brianne because she's the one who hit me up on Discord about this conversation. I think she should lead this conversation, really. I really do think so. I mean, that's just out of fairness. So, Brianne, can you talk to me about this soap thing?
Okay, so
let's go.
I was just having one of those you get in these random thought moments. And I had posted in Discord after watching a Dr. Squatch commercial. They had men bathing and they were just taking this bar of soap and washing their body. And I'm thinking, well, I know there are guys that do that. But then I was like, is the bar of soap clean? And does your partner use the bar of soap that you just rub between your booty cheeks, like on their own skin? And it just,
I'm done.
I just decided to post the thought in Discord, and it spawned a hilarious conversation, just about bathing and soap. And then we were talking earlier, and it's like you mentioned the dish rag, and when you wash the dishes and then you're wiping the countertops, are you just smearing just dirt and germs everywhere, or are you actually cleaning? So, yeah.
Yep. I mean,
it's just commercials that make you think. You're like, wait a minute.
It's like, are we allowed? Can we do that? Is it sanitary? No, seriously, because we were talking about it right before the show, and I'm going, is it sanitary? Like, how sanitary is the soap if you are using it and you're going soap to skin, like the bar of soap, to skin, and then another person is using that same soap to put on their face or to use on their body. You're giving your dirt is going on to their body now. So how clean are they really? I'm so confused. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But this is why I don't, personally, y'all, here it is. Don't. This is what dish rags are for. I mean, not dish rags. This is why washcloths are there for. That's why loofahs and all those other things that exist, even those sponges that are kind of exfoliating type of sponges, that's why they exist. You put the soap onto the onto the loofah, and then you put it on your body. You see what I'm saying? You put it on the bath, the wash rag, the washcloth, and then you put it on your body. You don't put the bar of soap and then put it on your body. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Come on, y'all.
Yeah,
that's nasty.
How do you exfoliate? So if it's just if you're getting a cheap bar of soap, like Dial, like I said, Irish Spring.
This is why.
You're just going like
no,
this.
but this is the thing. You don't use Irish Spring. People, don't use Irish Spring. Please don't do it. Use it to wash your hands. Sure, use it to wash your hands, but that's terrible for your skin. Do you know how bad that bar of soap is to your skin? That's killing your skin. It's literally taking all the natural oils out of your body. That's what Irish Spring is doing. It's hardcore. It is good if you are working under a hood of a car and your hands are covered in oil. Okay? You wash your hands with the Irish Spring, but you don't put that thing onto your body, your whole body. No, baby, no. That's why you have not the dish soap, the body washes and all that stuff. The stuff that gets all sudsy and beautiful, and you come out all glistening and smooth. That's what you need to be putting onto your body. And don't use your hand. Use a loofah. Use a washcloth. Come on, y'all. Come on, man. Come on. I'm gonna convert some people right now. I'm telling you. Because some of y'all haven't properly washed your ass in a long time. I'm telling you. You're going, why does my armpit still smell even after I took a shower? It's because you still got dead skin cells underneath. You got to scrub. Scrub up all up in that, betwixt the cheeks and everything. Anyway, I'm done. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna let the guys talk. I'm just saying this. It just makes me feel some type of way. I'm just saying. David, go on.
No man, I feel you. Like my parents used like brick soap or whatever when I was young, but I made them get liquid soap for me because I didn't want to share it at all, and I just wouldn't shower unless they got me liquid soap. So I was out of the bar soap game a long time ago.
See, I converted long time ago too. You know what I'm saying? And it was one of those things where I didn't know what was going on. And real talk, I had that moment of like, I keep showering, but I still smell and I don't know why. And shout out to my sister, but she was just like, what are you washing yourself with? You know? Only to find out that I was doing the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? And I know, and this goes out to all the fellas. Let me just say something to the fellas. I get it, okay? Having a loofah in the shower may not be as manly, okay? May be very effeminate. But here it is. Once you want to smell good so that you can go out and talk and have your fun, get some numbers, go on some dates, and not constantly go, oh my damn. No. You want to go and get the loofah. Trust me. Get the hottest pink one you can get. I don't give a damn. No one's going to see it. It's in the shower. Who cares? Just wash your ass. Wash your ass thoroughly. And right. T, go ahead. You got nothing to say.
I'm learning a lot right now.
What?
I mean, this is wonderful.
Hold on, time out, T. Please,
wonderful.
Please don't tell me. No. You telling me you put the hand to the soap bar and then this? Come on, man.
Not even that. I don't bathe myself.
Excuse me? What? I'm sorry.
I have a whole crew of women who cycle through.
Oh dear God, get out of here! You are not.
No, I don't know about that,
bruh. You are not Hakeem. You are not Hakeem in Coming to America. Get out of here. You don't have a hot tub filled with women, washing you. Come on, man.
It's been great.
you almost gave me a heart attack. Real talk. You would have landed. I would have shown up with toiletries. Do you understand that?
Bathers, let's go.
I'm done. Oh my God.
No, but seriously, no. This is it's interesting because growing up, like, my mother was head on strong about having different washcloths for everything. So I get it. She was very much a clean freak. So I know, we had one for our face, one for our body. We had a separate scrubber as well. We had one of those back brushes, everything. Mm-hmm. We didn't have too much body wash then. Like we had our own soap containers.
Yeah.
So like we knew whose soap was who. So, I'm more a body wash guy now for sure. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the way to go.
Exactly. Sure. It shouldn't even, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you want to be clean. And there's guys out here, there's people, I'm sorry, there's also, I see a lot of this issue with men more than I see with women. But there are people, men and women, who still just use a bar of soap, and they put it, bar of soap to skin, and that's it. And I'm like, yo, that is so wrong. That is so wrong on so many levels. Loofah.
You need something rough to get all that dirt out.
Thank you. You see what I'm saying? Like, and then what Brion said earlier. How do you exfoliate with a bar of soap? The soap ain't rough. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna scrub and get the dead skin cells. Okay, here's another thing, and this is gonna be nasty. I'm gonna be real. This is gonna be nasty. But there's some people out here, and this has happened to me before too. Like, those times when you go and you go out of town and you forget that loofah. You're like, damn. You forget to bring it with you. You know what I'm saying? But you have to just use the hotel soap, and you wash, and you get done, and you do one of these things, and dead skin comes off. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, what you're talking about.
Oh, it's gross as hell. It's nasty, but at the same time, it is real. If you're doing this and that stuff balls up, you know what I mean? Little just pellets of dead skin. No. Don't do it. Okay? Get a washcloth, at least get a Brillo pad. If you have not, I'm sorry. If you have not done this in your life, get a Brillo pad, okay? And scrub. You got years of dead skin cells all over your body. Okay, please do me that favor.
Man, Brillo pad.
Damn.
That's abuse, man. You can't do that.
I'm just saying.
Something that helps
some of
your
the
skin
sponge.
feel too much.
Yeah. You get some of the sponges with like the scouring pad on the back. That can work.
See, there you go. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Probably
don't
won't
use a Brillo pad. I'm joking, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? You want to get in there and get into the, you know, the crevices the right way, okay? Gently, please, okay? You don't want irritation. I'm just saying. But some people don't have a clue, and they do that. They'll just go, soap. No, don't do it. Trust me, you'll thank me later, okay? I don't care if you're going, oh God, you know, I'm a manly man, and you're going in and you're going to the your local Walmart or supermarket of some sort, and you're standing around the Aveeno section. You know what I'm saying? And you just man. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? It's manly to smell clean and smell good. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
I have to put deodorant on.
Yeah, you don't want that musky smell. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to smell musky. Who wants to smell musky? Do you want to smell musky, T?
It's rare for me though. I rarely ever smell musky. I don't carry odors that well, so I'm good. I can take a shower and I'm good for the rest of the day. But if it's hot, I take two. You know, but I don't get that, like, maybe if I'm playing sports, I'll get that maybe once in a while, that musky smell. But typically, I'm good.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that smell. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. Do whatever you can to smell clean. Cleanliness is next to godliness, or whatever the hell it is.
And another thing that we also talked about was baths, like, or people who soak. Like, I was told by my OBGYN and doctor, you should shower before you soak. Shower, wash, clean your tub, and then soak. Like, soaking in, you get in a tub after a workout and you're washing and all that funk and germs, you can get infections, and I'm just like, that to me, I'm like, nope. I always shower and clean and then clean the tub out before I soak. That's just...
No.
Yeah.
That's very good. So I don't really bath very often, okay? But if I ever do, I'll take the bath and then I'll stand up and shower. That's what I do. I do opposite of what you're saying. Because, I mean, seriously, you're literally chilling in dirt soup. It's hot dirt soup. It's body muck soup. You know what I'm saying? And especially depending on how long it's been since you showered or taken a bath or washed yourself, I mean, you marinating in your funk. Like, you marinating in your funk. That's nasty. So you stand up and you scrub yourself down. You see what I'm saying? And let's not forget, y'all, because, you know, at least with black people, we get ashy. You get the lotion, and then you put the lotion on the skin. You see what I'm saying? That's what you do right after. But that's the thing. People like to just bathe, and then they say, oh, I'm clean. No, you're not. Yeah. You've just been marinating in your own funk. David.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. A lot of white people are the same way, and they don't realize it because you can't see it as well. But there's definitely a lot of people I run into that are just covered in, like, dead skin, to scratch themselves. You just see the white marks everywhere. It's it's not just a black thing, that's for sure.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
I mean, it's nothing worse than seeing that musky dirt ring around your tub. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. Oh, Lord. Man.
It's sometimes you're like, did I spill a whole?
I don't know why. There's a saying that, like, a woman, like, say a woman that's really attractive, a man goes, man, I drink her bath water. No, man, I ain't drinking that.
To the no.
I'm good. I'll pass.
I sop it up with a biscuit. Nope.
Yeah,
I will not.
Pass,
No. Especially when it looks like you just dropped the whole bag of coffee grounds in the tub after it's drained. That's nasty. No, I'm good on that. I'm good on all that. Y'all need to. Y'all nasty. No offense to anyone, but y'all nasty.
I'm mad. Chuck Diesel just called it body chowder.
Body chowder. That's a good one though. That's a good one though. That's body chowder. You know what I'm saying?
Chowder.
That's nasty.
That chunky body soup.
That's nasty, y'all. I'm just saying, that's nasty. You know what I'm saying? That's nasty. Anyway.
Wow. Between the toes, all that toe jam, clean it out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Clean between the toes.
Clean it out.
Clean between the toes. Trust me, you'll thank me later too. Nasty. Anyway.
Toes. I ain't doing that.
Oh my God.
I'll pass.
Anyway, guys, that is the show for today. First off, I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who came on today. David, T, Ambrion, it is really great to see the whole team back together again today. It really meant a lot. It just feels good. Feels good. You know what I'm saying? Kiki at 5 just said, F y'all, I'm still taking my baths. That's fine. Just shower afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Shower afterwards. Scrub. You know what I mean? Because you're marinating in your funk, girl. That's all I'm saying. You're marinating in your funk. Okay? You know, no judgment. Just saying. Shower however you want to shower. Just come out clean. That's all I care about.
Note to all men. When you meet a woman that's smelling good, check behind her ears. If you give her that little kiss behind her cheek, and smell that ear area. Because if she dirty behind her ears, man, cut it off. Next, move on.
Yeah. If she
I'm telling you, that ear funk behind it ain't so good. You gotta get in between the earlobes and behind the ears, that crease.
Yeah.
All that matters.
If it smells like a hamster cage, run.
Yeah.
No, I'm being real. If it smells like a hamster cage or a turtle's aquarium, run. That's what I'm gonna say. Just, when it's extra pungent. Ladies too. I'm just gonna be real. Ladies too. You need to check on your mans. If they smell some type of way, run. That means that their place is probably unkempt. That's probably the 7th time they've worn that same shirt without washing it, I mean. So just don't do it. Don't do it. I'm sorry. There's guys out here that do that. They'll be like, that's good, let's go. You know what I mean? Rock and roll. You know what I mean? It's not good. Ladies, it's not good. So, again, guys, thank you guys so much for being on today. Epic show today. Epic show.
Yeah, great way to end the week.
Yeah,
this was awesome.
This was a great show. You know what I mean? It's always great when we get the band back together again. You know what I'm saying? So it feels really, really, really good. So again, I appreciate all y'all. Yes, guys. So starting next week, starting Monday, we'll be in a new space, a new studio, which I'm very, very excited about. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. We're going to be knocking some really great stuff out, some interviews, etc., that are going to be popping off, next week. So I'm very excited to show you guys the new space and all of that too. T is going to be in the house, physically in the house, which I'm really excited about, man. I'm excited about that. That's going to be fun. You know what I'm saying?
Miami fresh.
Miami fresh all day.
Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, so be on the lookout for that. We got some really great stuff. He's going to be coming in Saturday night. So we'll be doing all kinds of stuff and having a really great time. So we'll be documenting all that and putting it into the show as well. But anyway, it's time to get going. All right? Be sure to wash your ass. That's all I'm saying. Washcloth, loofah, exfoliate. That's all I'm saying. We all are trying to tell you all that, okay? So that you can go home and rethink your approach to your own sanitation in the bathroom, okay? You'll thank us later. Anyway, it's time to get going. I'll see you guys soon. I'm sure there's going to be some pop-ups over the weekend. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another, and I'll see you guys on Monday. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center. a professional nuisance wildlife management company specializing in providing animal removal for residential, industrial, and commercial clients. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. Exactly which animal are we dealing with? How is the animal getting inside the home? What kind of damage is the animal doing to the structure? Once we get the answers to all of these questions, we develop and write up an action plan to resolve the animal issue completely and provide a quote to implement that action plan. We perform a very in-depth 70-point wildlife inspection. From visually inspecting the highest point, the chimney, to physically crawling inside the attic space and looking for animals, chewed wires, fecal matter, chewed structural wood. We inspect everything. Our inspection process covers all of the following 70 points: animal-proof chimney cap, roof ridge vents, roof to soffit junctions, dormer fascia, attic gable vents, gutter lines, fascia trim, garage door, utility penetrations, water, gas, electric, and cable, bathroom vents, attic roof ridge vents, attic electrical, wiring, junctions, boxes, and lighting, concrete decks, additions, wooden crawl spaces, basement plumbing, penetrations, ceiling, floor, and wall. Wildlife Command Center's mission is to deliver the finest quality wildlife removal and pest control service that is safe for the environment. For more information, call us now.